Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I'm Monica. We are diving into Capricorn energy this afternoon. Capricorn, I'm going to start this off. We are working here with the lower world. We're going to jump directly into this. If you have been following my channel, you know I am very, very sick. I have a limited amount of time. I'm trying to get through all the signs readings in the next 24 hours. It's incredibly draining for me. However, I need you guys to know that we're here in this underworld together right now, in the lower world, in this shadow realm. What is transpiring in my life is part of these messages because this is about Pluto's transformation. And sometimes we have to go into the lower world. Pluto transiting through Capricorn has been your journey into the lower world. 20 years, damn near, of being in the lower world. And that is a hard journey to make, guys. I know because I've been there with you. I've been there with you. As a Cancer sun, it's been sitting in my opposite sign, but I've been there with you. And this energy here is powerful and profound. So let's go over the cards because we're going to dive directly in. The 4 tarot cards that are here are correlated to the critical points of the journey of Pluto. It's correlated to the critical degrees, the 0 degree as the beginning degree, the 13th degree for Capricorn energy. This is a building point inside of you for heeding the call. This is a 26th point, the point of inner transitioning. And this is the 29th degree for the transformational death that has come. Now, the reason why I'm kind of trying to move this forward, if you cannot tell, my throat is incredibly raw. It's getting harder for me to talk, swallow, and function. And I want to get these messages out because they have been waiting for you for a very long time. And they are very important for your journey. I don't know why. I just can tell. So we're going to start immediately with the beginning. We have the card of perfection. Capricorn, you are the perfectionist. That is something that has always been a thing for me. Capricorn energy, every Capricorn I've ever worked with wants to have this perfect view. They want to have this perfect ideation. But when we're in the lower world, we have to face the fact that the things that we think are perfect are relatively imperfect. And we want to present this image of ourselves as being this way, but it's not true. It's not true. The beauty of this world is that we are perfectly imperfect. And the lower world teaches us that. Why? Because the lower world is all about the darkness. And the darkness is the most beautiful place I've ever found in my life. And people don't understand that. But they say that the amount of shadow that you put off is the amount of light that you have. And it's true. It's true. But also the amount of darkness that you traverse is the amount of light that you bring to it. We bring all of these things in because we're meant to, because it's important to bring them in. So when this started, this generational curse started with this ideation that you are perfect or that there is this perfect way of being. And so we have to live up to these standards and these regulations. And so we do these things and we live this life, and then the underworld calls us, or the lower world calls us, and it sucks us down. It sucks us into it. And we have to figure out, how do we do this? So we get that inner call, the blame. And this doesn't surprise me at all, because this is, what do you blame yourself for? Or what are others blaming you for? I'm going to be very candid with you guys. My brother raped me when I was a child, and he blamed me. He said that I did it. I was the child. I was asleep. He hurt me. And I kept that secret for years and blamed myself. And when I blamed myself, I put myself in this state of, I cannot be right. I cannot be whole. I cannot be loved. I cannot be okay. I have to do whatever it is that I have to do. And that's the way that things work. People, they blame other people because they cannot take their ownership, because they can't look at their own shames and the own things that they did. And so I took that blame into myself and I dove into this lower world for most of my life. And that's why I find such beauty in the darkness, because it taught me so much about people, so much about myself. And now I'm not scared to share the truth of what I've gone through. And YouTube can flag me. I don't fucking care. I don't care, because these things shouldn't be kept secret. Not anymore. So on this journey, as we go through these things, we find these points of blame. Are we blaming ourselves because we're not perfect, because we're not doing everything right? Are we blaming others because of the things that happened to us? It's a projection game, and it hurts. It hurts everybody. So when we go into this point of inner transition, balancing comes. Justice comes. And we realize my life is out of kilter. It's off kilter. I need to balance. I have to balance the light and the shadow. And in order to balance the light and the shadow, if I'm living in shadow, I have to go to the light. How do you go to the light when you don't know it? How do you find it? You go. You just go. You just decide, I'm going to go, and you go. But it's not that easy, because the shadow pulls you back and the light pulls you back, and you get yanked in these opposite directions. And people talk about there's no such thing as divine balance, or there's no such thing as balancing in the world, but we live in polarities. And so everything is always in balance. We just need to see that it exists. So your life got out of balance, and so you recognize that you needed to go into balance, and that means that you have to stop blaming yourself for the things that happened to you that other people did, because it's not your fault. And you need to stop placing blame on other people for the things that you're allowing, because it's not their fault. We are the purveyors of our own choices. We are the ones who make it and the ones that do it. And so we have to own those things so we can own our own divinity, and we can own our own creative abilities to live our lives the way that we are meant to live. Or we die. Or we die. It's not worth it. So let's see the transformational death, transitioning, the death card. It's moving out of this state and into a new one. I am going through a transition in my life. It's profound, it's intense, it's painful, it's scary. And yet I'm still here as a vessel for you, telling you these truths, sharing with you why I'm here. I'm here because I held on to these things too long. What can you do? Nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is ever a mistake. Time for a beginner's mind. And bring a gentle touch. And this is what I'm trying to do. Nothing in life is ever wasted. Every moment that we suffer is point. There's a point to it. There's a purpose to it. We don't know that. We can't feel that. That's the purpose of faith. When we're in the lower world, faith is what gets us through. Faith is what sees us through. As the source of life, as the well of being. Because all these hostilities, all this conflict, and all this unrest, it sits inside of us. And it creates a poison, a toxin. It builds up in our systems. That is why I'm sick, you guys. That is the spiritual reason of why I am sick. Because I let it build in my system. And when I started releasing it, all the toxins started pouring out. And now I just need help to get through it. ego in excess. And that is the mistake that we make until we become the martyr. You understand this journey. You understand where I'm at. Maybe not in the exact way, but that's why this message is just as much for me as it is for you. It's just the same, me telling my story over and over and over again, but I'm telling it in succession through the signs and just sharing it with you guys. I'm just sharing me with you. Capricorn, this journey has been about you transforming and allowing yourself to die. The old ways of being, the ways of consuming and not facing, not healing, and not honoring the truth, and not speaking the truth. It doesn't have a place anymore because that sacrifice, that martyrdom has a price, and I'm walking proof of it. And yet it didn't break my faith, and it didn't change my hope. All it did was fill my heart and my soul with more love and more light and more desire to give, more desire to be, more desire to love, more desire to be of service. So Capricorn, through this journey, through everything. Hi. Okay. Thank you. No, you're fine. It's just my daughter dropping her keys off. We're moving her home today. It's a huge day. Super awesome. I can't wait. Through this journey, I share with you these things, these truths, these painful things. It's a very short message for you because these cards speak for you, to you. The truths that you have held on to, the perfection that you think that you need to have, the blames that you put on yourself that are not yours to carry. Let them go. Let them go. You set your spirit free with the truth. You deserve it. You deserve that freedom. Capricorn, this is the message that I have for you. I'm sorry it's short and sweet. Time is of the essence for me. This is what I can handle. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you to your guides, to my guides, to the Great Spirit, to the cosmic energies. Thank you to the ancestors. Thank you to all of the divine guidance and support helping us through this. Be with all the Capricorns. Help them let go and transition. Thank you. I hope I see you guys soon. I love you. Bye.